going on, guys? Anthrax here. So today I have a new video for you, and I'm just going to be going kind of the end of the week type thing where I'm just going to go over some of the polls that have been put out throughout this past week or so. Um, so yeah, there really isn't much to it. This is more of a not. I don't really know what kind of video I would really call this. Maybe just kind of like a recap video. Kind of just see because I haven't really checked the polls for like a while this week. I haven't really seen what's been going on. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through day by day, just see what polls have come out, and kind of give like a few like quick thoughts about what I think of them or not. So Monday, May 11th, direction of the country. Uh, a majority of the people think we're on the wrong track. Yeah, I agree. Um, May 12th, Tuesday, is where things get interesting. President Trump is down by 3 in Wisconsin to Joe Biden. I mean, this early on, like that makes sense. Like Hillary was leading early on in 2016. She was leading as well. Obama was leading Wisconsin against Romney this time as well. It makes sense. 3 points was in the margin of error, so it's close, but still, it's pretty much in line with what we should expect. Trump up 3 in Ohio and up 6 in Texas. That's pretty good for President Trump. Um, Ohio and Texas both are expected to go to President Trump. Not many people are really doubting whether those two states will go to Trump. I think it is interesting to see Trump leading in Ohio this early. I think back in 2016, I think Hillary led it early for a little bit, then Trump took over. So Trump's leading early. That's good for him in Ohio, and him leading in Texas is good for him as well. California, Biden's crushing Trump. No surprise here. It's going to be a blowout for Biden on election day, too. We have a few general election polls. I always say just throw these polls out. They really don't matter too much, but I mean, what I mean by that is I'm not saying the polls are useless, but like this is for the national vote. This has nothing to do with how we actually elect our presidents, which is by swing states and by like electoral votes and stuff. National vote is it's just what it is. It's national vote. And it I mean, the Democrats are always going to win the national vote now. There's more Democrats in the country just by sheer numbers of places like New York, California. I mean, there's always going to be a bigger Democratic national vote. However, it is still interesting to take a look at. Biden's up 5 and Biden's up 4. It's probably about a consensus where it is right now. Biden's probably leading in the nation by about 3, 4, 5 points in the national vote. That sounds right. Rutgers poll shows Biden leading in New Jersey over President Trump. Yeah, it makes sense. Biden's going to win there. Trump's not winning New Jersey. And May 15th, the most recent polls we have, Florida, Biden's up 6 over Trump. That's interesting. I think Trump's going to win Florida at the end of the day. And he ended up winning the RCP average against Hillary very, very closely, under 1% by election day. However, I did look it up that at this time in May in 2016, Hillary was beating President Trump by about 4 to 5 points in Florida. So Biden's been in the same range. So I think Trump will still win in Florida. North Carolina, Trump versus Biden. Trump's winning by 3. That's a pretty good sign for Trump because honestly, polling data in North Carolina, early polling data usually shows that the Democrats overperforming the Republican in early data, and then the Republican ends up winning. So it's pretty good news for President Trump. Cal Cunningham versus Tom Tillis, very contested Senate race in North Carolina. Tom Tillis is up 1. I mean, like, all this really says is that this race is going to be close, and that's really all we know right now. Tom Tillis is the incumbent, but North Carolina has this wacky thing about not re-electing incumbents, and we have a very close race right now. It's going to be interesting to see. The governor, Roy Cooper, is beating Lieutenant Governor Dan Forest by 15 points. I'll be honest, this really isn't much of a surprise. Roy Cooper is very popular. This whole coronavirus situation has definitely helped him out. With a lot of incumbent governors, is the same situation. And yeah, he's probably going to win again. There really isn't too much to talk about here. President Trump's approval rating in 2 polls. Gallup has him approved by 149.48. Rasmussen has him disapproved 49.50. Yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty interesting. Approval rating, approval polls go back and forth, kind of. The Real Clear Politics average is President Trump at 46.4 for approval, 51.5 for disapproval. May 10th, May 13th, the week goes at 44. Now he's starting to go back up again. I mean, I've been pretty routine with this. I know it's not really the most popular thing to say. I still think President Trump's approval rating nationwide is higher than what like the polls actually say. I just think like the hidden Trump vote combined with just a lot of people who may say like, oh, they hate Trump just to say they hate him, but then actually end up voting for him on election day. I don't know. I mean, like President Trump, 46% approve, 51% disapprove. It honestly probably is like 50-50 to be honest. It's probably what it is. Half the country likes Trump, half the country hates him. There really probably isn't much middle ground to be quite honest. I can see a little middle ground. People like the things Trump's are doing, but don't like his rhetoric or his tone so much, but still end up voting for him anyway. I feel like that's a lot of Trump supporters. And I feel like there are a lot of people who end up voting Democrat too, who like some of the things Trump has done, but just don't like his tone. And honestly, I see that too. And it's really interesting how that plays out electorally because it's almost impossible to predict how that's going to go. Also, I did hear today that Justin Amash decided not to run for the Libertarian third party candidate. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but I just heard that. So if you're interested in that, I heard that too. So yeah. So yeah, that's the video. Kind of low key. Um, yeah. Also, actually no. We'll try to go job approval on coronavirus too. Trump's at 42. Disapproval is 53. Okay, actually, I haven't seen this poll. This must be a new one. I haven't seen this yet. So yeah, that's the video for this week. Or for today. Yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting. Just take a look at the polls, just see what a lot of pollsters in the country is thinking as a whole. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.